Welcome to episode 31 of the Cards and Cartridge Podcast. I'm your host, OG Retro, here with my man, Koozie Retro Games. We're here live on a Thursday night, unprecedented, never before seen, ever done. We've never done this. This is live after a live claim sale here on a Thursday night. Koozie, my man, how are you doing?
Brother, it is 10:12 at night. I have to work at 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm a few beers deep. I just chugged some wine, but I'm here for it. And you know what? I'm going to keep cracking beers over this next hour. So if you guys are driving to work at 7 a.m., sipping on your Starbucks, your boss ain't going to care if you put a little peppermint schnapps in there. I promise.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Guys, welcome. I can't believe we're doing this. We have a couple of questions right off the bat coming at us. We appreciate it, guys. Everyone that was in the live claim sale, anybody that claimed something for us, we appreciate that, guys. Let's start off right off the bat.
We got a bolo? We can't get off the schedule.
We can't get off the schedule. Be on the lookout for that is the segment we do every week where we talk about something to be on the lookout for. Yo, Shuhas, thanks for the follow. See, we've never had to deal with that during a podcast, but during this one we might, because this is live, my friend.
Can I hit you with a bolo?
Hit us with the bolo, bro.
I'm gonna hit you with a bolo. I'm gonna hit you guys with 5-screw NES games. So
Good call.
Most of the NES games you guys are gonna find are gonna be 3-screw, but for certain games, if they have 5 screws on the back, they are a lot more uncommon, and in many instances can be many more rare. For example, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out 5-screw. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out 3-screw is what, a $20-$25 game. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out 5-screw, $500 is the most recent eBay sale.
Wee.
So at some point in the Nintendo NES cycle, Nintendo switched from 5 screws to 3 screws. And there's a lot of speculation why they did that. You're going to have to apologize.
Guys, we're a couple beers deep, by the way. If you're listening to this podcast right now, part of the fun of this late night pod is, this is off the rails.
And what I was going to say was, at some point in the Nintendo NES cycle, they stopped producing 5-screw NES games. Was it to save money? Was it because they changed the inner working? Yeah.
If they're saving 2 screws
times a million games,
that's I'm just fucking with you. There's no way that's why
it could be. Bro, it could be.
Way.
Anything in like supply chain and production.
Maybe.
If you're thinking 2 screws times millions of games, you're saving money.
Maybe you're right.
All right, what are we talking about on the podcast?
All right, here we go. We got a couple topics tonight. We have someone saying, would you pay $200 for a Halo controller? Don't know what that means, but I want to go into it. Yanni says, general remaster conversation, we could do that. We have it sometimes. $100 to invest in right now for the collection. What would you buy? And then, would you think N64 and Genesis games will go down in value when they come out on Switch? That's an interesting one. But here we go. Would you pay $200 for a Halo controller?
No.
And I'm going to say probably not as well. So right off the bat, it's a no from us.
I wouldn't pay. There's very few controllers I would.
Okay, that's a better topic. Any controller you would pay $200 for?
Only if it's worth $400 or more. Now, a couple control. I mean, we can even spin this into special edition controllers if we want to. So the one controller that kind of came to my mind was the Sea of Thieves controller on the Xbox One. On the Xbox One, Sea of Thieves is a game, and they came out with a special edition controller, and that controller is worth hundreds of dollars. I'm not sure why, but it is worth hundreds of dollars. And I thought about doing bolos around the Nintendo 64 special edition controllers, because yes, you have your jungle green, your smoke gray, your atomic purple, your gold controllers. Those are worth more than your normal gray controllers. But then if you get into something like the Donkey Kong 64 controller or the It's called the Millennium Force
Yeah.
1000 controller.
Yeah, the 1000. That thing's crazy.
That's worth a bunch of money. Or there's even, I mean, there's special edition GameCube controllers. I mean, you look at the Resident Evil chainsaw controller,
I own that
the
for a bit.
SpongeBob SquarePants GameCube controller.
Yeah, there are definitely a bunch of controllers I'd spend 200 on.
But it's
And
only if they were worth more than 200.
see, that's where you're at. I was just thinking, I would actually like my keyboard and mouse setup is right at close to 200.
And you can count that as a controller.
I was just gonna say, and you could count that as a controller, kind of. So like it actually is probably over 200, or just it's either 200, give or it's close. So like, and I would definitely pay more for a keyboard, honestly. Like I have on the scale of keyboards, I have like a relatively lower end like keyboard.
I'm totally not in the loop about keyboard and mouse. Like, what is a good keyboard versus a bad keyboard? Like the clickiness.
Well, not just the clickiness, but that is like tactile feel is something some people like prefer in a keyboard. Some people don't like the clickiness. I prefer like something that has a bunch of clickiness, but like just like there's so many different types of switches. They'll like feel less resistant, a little bit more resistant. You can feel where it bottoms out, where the key hits the actual like button, like some like just like the smoothness. There's just like a lot of different things. And then like if you could press more than one button at a time kind of thing. Like there's just a bunch of shit with keyboards, bro.
But every keyboard's in like it's in the same layout. It's still like your standard layout.
Yeah, of course. But like,
can you map a keyboard like you can map a controller?
Yeah, you can. But but like this is like typing experience, and like this keyboard feels way better to type on than like a laptop keyboard.
I mean, all I've rocked with my whole life is a laptop keyboard,
and that's
I'm
fair.
Perfectly fine with it.
Gator and brown switches. Brown switches are kind of cool. I fuck with blues. I like silvers. Cherry switches used to be the top tier mechanical keys. That's very true. That's true. There's a lot of new mechanical keyboard switches coming out that are incredible. So it's so cool. We have a live chat right now, being able to inform us of things on the fly. That's very cool. Someone just said, I want a special edition controller for the GC to play Smash. And
they have those. They have a
those.
special edition. It's got the Smash logo where it says Nintendo GameCube on the front of the controller. What special edition controller, Ryan, are you looking for the most in your collection right now? If you have one off the top of your head.
Top of my head, special edition controller. I would say, gosh, it's hard. I truthfully have a couple of the ones I've wanted to knock off.
Which ones do you have? I guess is a predecessor to that.
I have the 100 million. I have the gold 100 million Nintendo Power Controller.
Damn.
Yeah, that was huge. I got that for a steal somehow. I forget how I got that, bro. I really do. I might have won it in a raffle or something. I forget. And then I have like a couple of GameCube ones, like the limited edition Japanese colors, like the blue one, like the two blue ones I have, the white one I have. I have a lot of the GameCube controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have a lot of the Wii controllers. Like I have all those.
That's one thing I'm missing and what I really want. So I've been in a...
Wait, but I haven't answered the question yet, Kuzi.
Yeah, sorry.
I think the answer to that is, and I know you have this one, is the DK64 N64 controller.
Yep.
That little banana controller, bro. I want that.
So I got that one, which I just post. It's a little bolo for you guys. Post on your personal Facebooks, personal Twitters, personal Snapchats. What have you guys got? Hey, don't be afraid to tell your friends and family what you're looking for. I said, hey, I'm looking for video games. I collect Super Nintendo, NES, N64, Game Boy, etc. I just gave a list. And one of my buddies from college hit me up. He goes, hey, my dad's had this N64 sitting in the garage for God knows how long. He told me to get rid of it. Do you want it? I was like, fuck yeah. And he had the Donkey Kong 64 banana controller with this lot. And I'm like, dude, like how? So I mean, I paid him more than I would pay at a garage sale. I'll say it that way. But then I was just scrolling on Twitter, and I use Twitter a lot for more sports card content. And there was a like buy sell trade thread on Twitter, and I'm like, hey, I got this banana skin for the Donkey Kong controller. He had it like 120, and I was like, hey, would you take $100 for it? And he's like, yeah. So I have the controller and the skin now.
So ridiculous. That's
But
what I'm definitely jealous of.
what you touched on is I'm missing the special edition Wiimotes. So I have the Peach one, but I'm missing Bowser, Toad, Mario, Luigi.
There's a lot.
How do you feel about having, for example, Gamecube? You can play 4 controllers at a time. Are you in the collector mindset to have more than 4 controllers for that system?
Yeah, dude. I have, like I was just saying, I probably have like 10 GameCube controllers.
Wow. And that's been one thing for me on like space.
Maybe not 10, but like 8.
I've only had like this can play 4 players. I have 4 controllers, and I think that's more of just a space thing for me. And
it's
it comes
so
down
interesting
to like,
because you have thousands of games, Kuzi.
I know
that doesn't make any sense to me. If they're different controllers, how is that any different than a different game?
And I've been thinking about that. I mean, I guess I have 5 GameCube controllers.
Yeah.
I have 4 Wavebirds and then the Spice Orange controller.
You have 4 Wavebirds.
And then the Spice Orange controller, just because
badass.
It's a special edition.
Yeah.
But it also comes down to, like, I collect for N64 mainly. And I've started to, as I find them, which is not often, like I have the Jungle Green 64 CIB, and I recently got like a Grape 64.
I'm so happy I have all of those.
I found the Watermelon 64 in the trash.
Yeah, I remember that day. I mean, shit. Have you told that story on the podcast before?
I don't think I've told it on the podcast, but
tell the story real quick.
I was helping my friend's parents move some furniture, and it was trash day in their sub. And I walked out after helping them, and the neighbors across the street had their trash out, and there was a Watermelon 64 with a copy of Mario Kart sitting in it at the curb. And I just grabbed it and drove away. And I was like, this just happened.
That is absurd. That's easily like, I don't know if I'd ever continue after that. Like, how could you? How could you?
And that's just like, that's a once in a lifetime thing.
It
wasn't even in the bag. It was literally sitting on the curb. Like, they had their trash can out with their garbage and garbage bags, and on the curb next to the trash can, which is a Watermelon 64 with a copy of Mario Kart in it. So, I mean, I sold the Mario Kart, made $30, and then kept a Watermelon 64 for free.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite stories.
I went up the next time I went to her house, which is like the next week. I went up to their front door and rang the doorbell. I was gonna be like, hey, you guys had trash day last week. I found a 64 in it. Do you guys have anything else? They didn't answer the door, so I left a note in their like door handle with my like contact information saying like, hey, I found this. If you guys have anything more, please let me know. And they never
no one goes harder. No one goes harder than Kuzi in terms of like that. Like a dessert CRT on the curb, they did that exactly.
But you find CRTs more often. Like, that's 100%. Something common to find, but finding an actual game system.
Cortez, if you can hear the beat in the back, I guess people can hear the beat in the background. I wonder how that's going to translate to the Zoom. I don't think it's going to actually pick up in the Zoom, because the Zoom's just recording our voices from the Zoom. So if you're hearing this Zoom, well, you heard it. But you can look in the bottom chat. If you're looking at this, there's the song title is in the bottom there.
I like your little gorge on your CRT. It really fits with the Halloween feel.
Oh yeah, there's a little pumpkin thing on the CRT over there. It's very nice. But let's go on to the next topic. $100 to invest in your collection right now. What do you buy? Chat, you can answer this too. $100.
Start us off, OG. What do you, $100? You're starting off brand new. You have nothing in your collection. What are you doing?
Brand new?
I would say, I took it as
modify it.
I took it as you're a brand new collector. You have $100 to start collecting. What are you doing?
Well, it's interesting. I probably started my collection with $100, and you'll never believe what I bought because you couldn't do it these days. I bought CIB silver and gold
For $100?
for $100.
Wow.
When I started,
When was that?
probably 3.5, 4 years ago, or maybe no, probably like 4 to 5 years ago at this point now.
Yeah.
4 to 5 years ago, I bought CIB silver and gold for $50 each.
Wow. Yeah, because I mean they were that price at one point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All day. So, but like now, I guess if I was starting collecting and I had nothing, and the first thing I'd probably buy honestly, I'd buy like a GameCube, or like a GameCube and a game, like a GameCube and like a Mario Tennis, or maybe like Monkey Ball,
Mm-hmm.
or like something nostalgic for me, but like obviously that fits in that $100 budget. What about you,
Yeah.
bro?
So
And something that would allow me to keep collecting stuff.
so the one thing I would say with if you had $100, I wouldn't go shopping on eBay. I would take that $100 and try to find local garage sales in your
Yeah.
area or a
Yeah.
pawn shop. That way you can spread the $100 out more than if you were to go on eBay.
100%.
Um,
I was just thinking like we have a time limit.
no, I totally understand. I would probably go a Wii because a Wii's
Oh,
a
that's a
little
good
more
call.
a Wii's a little more
That
cheaper
might
than
have
a
been what I
GameCube,
had
and you can
first,
still
actually.
play GameCube games on the Wii.
Yo, I think I might have started my retro collection with a Wii.
I
I
pretty
might
much
have
did
started it
too.
with a Wii, hacked the Wii, and then from there, I forget it.
Yeah.
$100 bucks trips to multiple Goodwills near me. Yeah, dude, you could do it. That's a
So
good question, though.
I think a Wii would be smart. And
Wii's
then
definitely
even just like a copy of like Wii Sports. I mean, you're in a Wii system and a Wii Sports for $70,
if that.
maybe, if
Yeah.
that. Like you're doing excuse me. Like you're having fun with friends and you're starting your collection. And then
If
if
you
you
have
find
friends,
GameCube
yeah.
games, you're playing GameCube also. So I would go a Wii and Wii Sports.
Hell yeah. My collection restarted at the swap meet with NES. I love that, bro.
What would you
NES.
do from a Pokemon card standpoint?
Oh, with $100, you could actually do a lot. $100, I would probably start working towards like the base set, bro. Just that was the set I started working towards when I started collecting Pokemon cards again too. So I just started buying holos like as I could.
Would you go unlimited to save money?
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, and so I just started buying holos. I entered some raffles for some holos too, like just all sorts of shit to kind of just be a little thrifty. And I think I don't know exactly how much I got my base set for, but dude, like I would guess under 100.
Wow,
Like I would guess under 100 at this point.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was
And
pretty cool.
is that with flipping doubles?
I don't even think so. I think the base set was really just cheap. Like that includes like buying lots and averaging that
Mhm.
cost out. You know what I mean? Like if I bought, 300 cards in a lot and I paid $50, then the cards are, cents each.
Definitely.
So yeah, crazy though. Let's go with another question though. This is a good one. Do you think the N64 and Genesis games are going to go down in value now that they're going to come to the Switch? That's an interesting one. We see the Switch we see the Switch getting these new old new N64 Genesis games to the online service. Are the games going to go down?
This is a interesting question because I feel like every time we've answered a question around a topic similar to this, we're always saying that games will go up in price, or more specifically, cards will go up in price. How we've talked about Logan Paul, Logic, Garyvee. We've talked about the celebrations, what we think will go up in price. So it is interesting to hear if things will go down in price.
Yeah. Kevin makes a good point in the chat. When 3D All-Stars came out, Sunshine went from like $50 to $35.
And it's even like cheaper than that now. I've
Really?
sold copies of Sunshine recently, and I'm shocked. It's like, yeah, $30, $25 for a complete black label
Wow.
copy. Sunshine is down.
That's incredible. And I guess when you really do like, in all honesty, it's a common game on the GameCube. But that's
not saying. I mean, Smash Bros. Melee is the most common game out there. It's the most sold game, and it's going up in price. It's like a $70 game now.
wow. Yeah, it's just interesting, I guess. But I guess these will be free on the Switch with the membership. Budweiser, you're actually wrong. While they're going to be free, it's still going to cost an extra price for this new membership. This is going to be an expansion pass. This isn't going to be included with the $20 you already pay. This is going to be priced a little bit more aggressively, and then that, I think. So I don't know. I don't think stuff will really take a beating on it that much, because there's already a lot of ways to play these games. We discussed that in last episode.
But I think we know of the ways to play these games. Normal Sally with her kid Johnny don't know of emulation, and they don't know of the different ways to play the game. They don't know of the Koozie Retro games and OG Retro Live.
I know, but I still think that like the people that would be the gamers that would be noticing the price drops are the same people that like are in the know. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm drunk. Like, that's the thing. We're recording this podcast live at Thursday live, fucking live claim sale, dude. I can't think fully clearly.
And I think, like we talked about on the last podcast, where I think maybe the prices of systems will go up and the prices of relatable games will go up. So I think you said Ocarina of Time is on the new N64 expansion.
Yeah.
I would say maybe we'd see a jump in price for Majora's Mask, because then people don't have the opportunity to play Majora's Mask on the new Switch. So they're like, dang, I need a system now and I need to play Majora's Mask. It's interesting because I guess you can take a look at the Super Nintendo Classic and the NES Classics and see how those did in price for their physical predecessors.
Yeah.
And one thing I thought of would be, what if Nintendo just came out with something and they did all rare games? So for the N64, if they did all games such as Worms Armageddon, Sculptor's Cut, Stunt Racer, Super Bowling, would people care about them is one question. I don't think so. Because nobody knows about those.
Mind? The rare game? Wait, like not the title rare, not the developer rare.
No,
like,
expensive, rare, uncommon.
Okay. And would that sink prices of like? I don't think so. Because the people that are the reason why Super Bowling is rare is because it's like the supply of it is low. So people going for a full set of N64 games still need Super Bowling. They're not gonna, that digital copy means nothing to them.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think so.
And you can take into example Earthbound. Earthbound came out on the Super Nintendo Classic and it was there. I mean, Earthbound's gone up in price exponentially.
Oh, it's insane. Earthbound's like $3,000 CIB now with the scratch and sniffs.
Have you ever owned one of those?
Yeah, I did, and I kicked myself. I sold it for like $850.
They had a CIB one at my local game store for like $850 at one point.
Yeah, I sold mine for $850. Regret it. But hey, you live and you learn, you know? You live and you learn.
I don't think, back to the original question, I don't think prices will change too much. I think we'll be doing just fine, because like the majority of people who have a Switch are just your normal family who don't know about the retro gaming community. They're gonna have their mom or their dad's gonna be like, "Oh my god, Johnny, I played Ocarina of Time as a kid. You have to try it out."
Yeah,
and they're gonna go ahead and play it. I think it's a great thing and it's great exposure to the community, but I don't think it's gonna tank prices.
And I'm also really excited. I'm really excited for the online play, like Mario Kart with online N64 or Mario Tennis N64 online. Are you kidding me? That's gonna be sick.
That's gonna be awesome.
Like, get ready to challenge Like we need challenges on Twitch. Like we're gonna play. You need to get a Switch, Koozie.
I have a Switch Lite.
Oh, sick.
I think it's being sold on Friday though.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Dope. Got chat. Give us some more topics. Koozie, you have anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to bring up?
I mean, nothing. I mean, I can give a quick update on the Christine's auction that's going on with Garyvee.
Yeah.
So just pulling up my calendar real quick. On October 4th, the Christine's auction is going live for Garyvee's NFT slabs. If you guys are interested in purchasing those, you will be able to bid on those live October 4th.
Interesting. I just remembered something other kind of interesting we could talk about. MetaZoo and Topps had a release today. It sold out in legit seconds. The boxes I think went for 30 each, and seconds after the release they were on eBay for $170, $200, $300 they're selling for. It's insane, bro. I don't.
It's a MetaZoo and Topps collaboration.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't. This flew over your head, bro.
Right over my head. I didn't hear about it. I've been busy all day.
Damn, Topps and MetaZoo. Yeah, bro.
Did you try to get it?
I didn't, but I kind of watched on the sidelines and I'm kind of regretting it. I don't know. Just from a financial standpoint, I don't fuck with MetaZoo as a game. I don't think, like, I'm just a diehard Magic the Gathering player, like sweaty nerd. But like from a financial standpoint, it's very interesting.
Budweiser Tall Cans makes a good question. He says, do you think PC games will ever see a spike in value? And I want to talk about PC games. And this also just reminded me, I want to talk about VHS collecting.
Okay.
So I guess looking at Budweiser Tall Cans first, do you ever think PC games will see a spike in value? I've noticed that recently, Budweiser Tall Cans. So I've picked up some PC games at garage sales and thrift stores recently, and they're normally dirt cheap. Like you can find like good PC games for dirt cheap, and you can flip them on eBay for 30, 40, 50, 60, etc. dollars, especially if you have all the discs and if it came with a DLC or has a special insert or whatever. But don't sleep on PC games, especially like horror games. Horror games do great, or big sought after series.
It's pretty interesting. Because I would consider myself like a PC gamer, right? And I used to have a bunch, but like definitely just got rid of them because like most of them you used to have like a CD key to run. So like it wouldn't work if you already use a CD key. So I don't quite know how that works these days, but I guess older ones older ones you didn't need a key. You just need the discs. I don't know. I guess it's pretty cool. But Kevin Digital asked, to that point, what do you think about more exclusive games coming to PC like Uncharted? Most of Microsoft exclusively already on PC. Will Nintendo ever put a game on PC? It's a great question. I love the fact that a lot of Xbox games are coming to PC. The fact that I can use an Xbox controller with Bluetooth hooked up to my PC. Thank you for the follow. And then just being able to play most of the Xbox library, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And then the fact that, or if Nintendo will ever put a game on PC, doubt it. Koozie, we can't hear you. Your mic's muted, brother. Your mic is muted.
Both my AirPods just died because we've been going for hours.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is going to factor into the quality of the recording.
Hey, this is a drunk podcast on a Thursday night, bro.
I also wasn't listening to anything you said because I was trying to find a backup.
We were talking about how Nintendo's never going to bring a game to the PC.
Why do you say that?
I just never see it happening.
Yeah. I mean,
they brought games to mobile, so maybe I'm wrong.
Why are they bringing Sega games into Switch Online?
Money, bro.
Money.
They'll do a little anything for money. So maybe they will bring some games to PC just for a little bit of money. Because PC gaming is bigger than ever, believe it or not.
Do you know anything about VHS collecting?
Nah, but I'm gonna just. I also approach that with like a little bit of a. I don't know. I'm worried about it.
So it's
Why?
gone pretty bonkers recently. My buddy found a bunch of sealed VHS tapes at a garage sale, like Nightmare on Elm Street,
Oh, horror is crazy. Horror has
Friday
always
the
been crazy.
13th, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
And he joined a couple of VHS Facebook groups, and people were going crazy over these sealed VHS
that's
tapes.
nuts. Good for him.
And he got offers of like $600 for like
Wow,
6 tapes. He got for 50 cents a pop.
that's insane.
Yeah.
I've been holding on to a sealed copy of the like a first print first episode of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
Those
sealed
are still cheap. Like all the Pokemon VHS are
Yeah.
still relatively cheap.
Yeah. So I have a sealed one of the first ones of those, and I found that in a garage sale or something. I'll just always keep that shit. But other than that, like I don't know, dude. It's not for me.
And people think they have gold with these black diamond VHS tapes, just like
What's a black diamond VHS tape?
you don't know about those?
No.
So it's literally Disney VHSs with a black diamond on the spine. And it was like your typical Beanie Babies craze where they think certain Beanie Babies are worth millions of dollars. So people think these black diamond Disney VHSs are worth millions of dollars when they're really not.
There's like an Aladdin VHS with like a wiener on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, there is one of the like columns on one of the castles in the back is shaped like a dick, and somebody caught that later in the production. Now everybody thinks that's also worth $1 million.
Smooth moves, Aladdin. Guys, any more questions? Remember when Disney would lock up their VHS in the Disney Vault? No, don't know what that is, to be honest. Mid 200s commercials right there. Damn. Well, shit.
I was born in
I definitely was never born
TV.
in the 200s. Disney fans are nuts in general. Kind of true.
You ever been to Disney?
I have been to Disney. I've been to Disney World. I've been to Disneyland, bro. Both of them.
Which one's in Florida?
Disney World.
I've never been to Disneyland. Dude, when I was in marching band in college, we went to Disney World down in Florida.
Yeah.
And we took 3 of those typical charter buses that you take, the nicer ones. And one of them broke down in Kentucky. So we had to stay overnight in Kentucky where they shipped another bus from Michigan. And I remember going into the truck stop that we were stationed at with $1 and playing one of those where you put a quarter in it drops and pushes.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the chaperones having to pull me out of the truck stop because it was time to go, and I had pockets full of quarters.
You were rich, bitch.
Breaking this machine.
That's so sick. Honest question, what are y'all thoughts on current game prices versus printed copies in North America? What does that mean? What is current game prices versus printed copies? Do you think it's because people hold them because of market? But what does that mean? Do you think it's a good time to unload my Nest collection, or should I? If you don't need to sell now, don't sell now.
No.
NES specifically. I think NES definitely just has. If you have a solid NES collection, I think it's something that is continuing to go up.
I'm going to hit you with some NES prices real quick. So this is based off pricecharting.com. Looking at Snow Brothers, for example, August of 2018, Snow Brothers was worth $196.67. Looking to today, Snow Brothers is worth $330. NES is only going up.
Yeah.
You look at something like Panic Restaurant.
You can look at NES as a whole, though, on price charting, too.
You can?
Yeah. If you go to the front page of it, hold up.
Panic Restaurant. Let me get you. I mean, just February of
my God.
July of 2019, $475. Today it's up to $966.
You have no idea. From the 2019 average NES title was $25. Now an average NES title $42.
And that's saying a lot with the amount of
That's
cheap games.
insane. That is insane. Like Kuzi was saying, with the amount of games in the library, that means that the overall value went up $17 over all those titles. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy.
And if you're collecting smartly too, if you're buying lots, selling off what you don't need to keep what you want, and you're in your collection for not market value, even if you're, I guess, that's just proving, even if you're
I
in
gotta
your collection
respond to
for
a
market,
comment right now, though.
yeah.
Grid and Barrett saying about 85 games, nothing nuts, few bangers. You're right, but that doesn't mean that there's not commons like Final Fantasy, for instance. $28 loose. I remember that when that game, when I started collecting a couple years ago, was 10, $12, that kind of thing. Like it's those kind of price increases that bring that floor up, that bring, because those big money games have always been worth that money. But it's like these floor prices coming up on the NES that's really where you see it, man. It's crazy.
And I don't think we're going to see a drop off like Atari did. I think just the brand name of Nintendo around NES is going to keep the value there throughout the generations.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Super Nintendo says, I'm asking volume of copies sold compared to current prices. You're saying, is it too high, or just in general, what do you think about how many games are sold versus what the price is? Because right now, supply and demand is like, it's just an equation, man. And equations only work when there's like there's an equal sign, and you got something at the other end of it. So I think it's just working. It's just working how it's supposed to work. Does that make sense, Kuzi?
Economics.
It's just economics, and I failed economics like 3 times.
Really? Did you fail any classes in college?
I just said I failed economics 3 times.
Macro or micro?
A little bit of both.
Bro, I pulled a couple 2.0s out of my ass, but I never failed.
Well, good for you, dude.
College. Bro,
making me feel bad.
Math, calculus.
I got a C+.
I'm in my calculus class.
Yeah.
Going into this final, I need a 56 to pass the class.
What'd you get?
Take the final. It's brutal. There is Chinese on this calculus
That's
exam.
not true, dude.
To me, it felt like there was Chinese on this calculus exam. I write on the last page of the test, please pass me with a smiley face. Me and my buddy are walking back from the calc exam, staring up at the icicles on the dorm room, saying, I hope one falls and hits us in the head. I'm working at Burger King at the time.
Yeah.
Log into the school portal when the grades get posted. 35 on the calc exam. She passed me with a 2.0. My please pass me a smiley face on the last page paid off. And my buddy he had to repeat it.
Oh! All right. Well, Super Nintendo says, I'm saying there's millions of copies sold on a certain item that shouldn't be that uncommon. Are people holding these items, which makes it more rare? Not talking about older stuff.
Okay, we can take that into a fact of, in Super Nintendo time, if I'm wrong, maybe like, will limited run games ever be worth anything? What are your thoughts on those? Because a lot of people buy these limited run games to hold them in hopes they'll go up in value. But if everybody's buying limited run games, will they ever go up in value?
And Kevin Digital, we spoke about that on a bunch of podcasts. Check out the ones we talked about on Wada Games. But on to Super Nintendo's point, exactly what Kuzi was saying. And then modern Pokemon cards or old Pokemon cards are worth money because people rip the shit out of them, right? And there's like not many left sealed. But like modern Pokemon cards, people argue aren't going to be worth a lot sealed in years because so many people are keeping them sealed. So I think again,
how's your modern collection? How's your modern sealed collection looking, and what are your end goals with that?
I guess my modern sealed collection is good. Like my end goals for it are kind of the same as like vintage sealed. It's just like my modern sealed is it's not it's not just like shitty modern sealed stuff, like I've got an Evolution. Evolution's booster box. Like,
That came down in price, hasn't it?
yeah, but it's holding steady at like 700.
I mean, yeah, which is still a
So,
lot.
and again, that's something I want to keep for 20 years. Like,
Yeah.
the sealed stuff I have isn't like, I don't plan on selling this stuff anytime soon.
Yeah.
So like Evolution's booster box, Burning Shadows booster box, all ETBs, like Hidden Phase, Burning Shadows, Crimson Phase, all that stuff, all the way back to like Roaring Skies, I think, or Lost Thunder. And then I have, vintage sealed. I don't know, like I just add like different sealed stuff that I like,
Yeah.
and that like that I believe will go up in price, like that I believe is like a solid store of value, I guess.
Any Yu-Gi-Oh in your collection?
I have no Yu-Gi-Oh in my collection.
My buddy was big on picking up every Yu-Gi-Oh set that he could find, just
That's
in
smart.
one pack of each set, just in case something went to the moon. And I've got one box of Ghosts from the Past sitting up to my left right now. And then out of my excuse me, out of my sealed modern collection for Pokemon, I have a Evolutions ETB. I have a Champions Path ETB, Vivid Voltage ETB, Shining Fates ETB, and a Johto pin collection, aka I got into it at the Boom Collector.
Yeah, it's all good. What are your thoughts on 25th celebrations? What do you expect in the set? It's just gonna be a fucking bloodbath, man. It should be good for the hobby again. Like, it's a huge boom and the huge little like injection of like a stimulus package for the hobby again, which is pretty cool. And there's some cards I definitely want, and I know I'm gonna be bummed that I don't get. And I have like $500 on pre-order, I think. So if I get that, awesome. If I don't, it is what it is.
They've done well with pre-orders, I feel.
Oh, they definitely have. I was talking to this dude at the first time I went to the local card store near me here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to him there because I was just looking for Pokemon stuff, and they had Unbroken Bond sleeve blister packs there for $12 a pop. I almost bought a couple. They had Evolving Skies, $6 a booster, kind of fucking pricey. I asked if they had booster boxes because on their site they had them listed at $150, and I was like, that's a great price. I'll just buy one or two and whatever. But they were sold out. But anyways, they said that they sold like all their allocations for the celebrations pre-orders and more, like as much as they
Wow.
and like ordered extra and extra. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting,
Bro. It even like talking modern, like I see the people posting the Rainbow Charizard for $140 raw from Champions Path.
Yeah,
like that's just gone down.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I think I sold one of those for $760
in a PSA 10 or raw.
What
was that? A week after the set came out?
Like the day after it came out or something.
Jeez, that guy's kicking himself.
Yeah. But it is what it is. That was pretty cool. Damn, Champions Pay was hard on me. Only Charizard I didn't pull. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Any other questions tonight, guys? Or should we end out this live podcast with just talking about Champions trash?
It was kind of fun. What are your thoughts on the Pokemon Oreo? Says Grin and Barrett.
Are they really selling on eBay? I'm just fucking eating them, bro. I'm eating them.
I think it's all bro. I saw you post on your story. You're like going to CGC and Wada. Did people actually swipe up and think you were serious?
You have no idea.
Really?
Messages I got from that post were honestly abysmal.
Were they saying, Ryan, you're an idiot, or were they like, wait, can you really do this?
There were a couple. If you said Ryan an idiot, you won. But there were way too many that believed me and were curious about how to do it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, guys, we gotta have a talk. We gotta have a serious talk about that. But that's for another day. You can't grade Oreos. You can't grade Oreos. You eat Oreos. In fact, I'm going to finish recording this. I'm going to go eat some fucking Oreos.
You dip your Oreos in milk?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Have a great rest of your day. If you're listening to this ridiculous episode of the podcast on a Monday morning, drink a beer, ride a deer. Drink a beer, ride a deer, homies. Have a great rest of your night. I love y'all. Peace.
See ya.